So what the heck happened here? It says that advertising tends to have a greater influence on yogurt than milk, right? Advertising affects yogurt more than milk. But this company began advertising its store brand products. That's very important, right? Advertising its store brand products, and the sales of milk increased more than yogurt.
Its store brand milk.
Yeah. Its store brand milk increased more than its store brand yogurt. It doesn't make sense. What they just said is that advertising affects yogurt more than milk, and now they're saying that it's affecting milk more than yogurt.
Yep.
So, which one, if true, most helps to resolve this discrepancy? What did you choose?
B.
B. The typical shopper going to this company, or this store, for the purpose of buying milk does not go with the intention of also buying yogurt.
So he or she buys the milk, but doesn't...
Well, wait, hold on. This is just talking about the typical shopper going to the store for the purpose of buying milk. What about the typical shopper who's going to the store for the purpose of buying yogurt?
Doesn't talk about it.
Doesn't talk about it. So we don't know what percentage of people are just going to the store to buy milk.
Does it really matter?
And I think it does. Because how many people are going to the store just for the purpose of buying yogurt? What if there's way more of those people?
Oh no, one person can buy more milk than any yogurt, right? I can buy 5 cans of milk.
Sure, but
Not any yogurt.
What if you found? I like this. What this answer choice is doing is it's only talking about a very small group, and we're concerned about everyone who's going to the store, who might buy milk, yogurt, or both. And this only talks about the people who are going to the store solely or for the purpose of buying milk. So what about the people who are going to the store for the purpose of buying yogurt? Or what about people who are going to the store for the purpose of buying both milk and yogurt? Like if those were much bigger groups, then we'd be saying, well, this group is not going to have that much of an effect.
This doesn't resolve that discrepancy.
Yeah, so what does it do? Yeah, I don't know really what to think of it. So what do you think about D?
I think I didn't read D properly. I read B, then C, I was convinced with B, and then moved on.
So if supermarkets throughout the entire nation have experienced a sharp decrease in the sales of yogurt, then there's something that's bringing yogurt sales down everywhere, right? And that could explain why the sale of yogurt went up, but not as much as milk, because actually it did go up more than milk, but it was going from like a lower position.
Very low to
right, like if you think about like the sales would have dropped down here, now they're coming back up here. They're lower than milk, but the increase is actually greater because you also have to account for the potential loss of sales. So it is consistent with the first sentence. The first sentence is saying advertising has more of an effect on yogurt than milk, and maybe it actually did have more of an effect on yogurt than milk. We just can't see that because the yogurt sales have only gone up a little bit since they would have actually gone down. Does that make sense?
Is this kind of a relative question? Is this relative versus substitute kind of a question?
Yeah. Like we're just focusing on the relative increases, and we're not considering like the actual increase is much bigger.
Okay.
Yeah. Were you tempted by any other answers?
No, like I said, I read B and C, A, B, C, and then stopped. Got convinced with B and then moved on.
Okay.
Because these are one of the
You don't read all the answers often.
Well, this was one of the last questions within the.
You were rushing.
Yeah.
Okay. Try if you can to quickly read.
All that.
Yeah.
That's
Any other answer choices here we were debating for 22? Kelly, you feel good about D?
Yeah, so I picked D, but I wasn't satisfied with it still. And I'm assuming that it was because I didn't see they did advertising store brand products. So I was worried that D didn't account for the increase in store brand milk, but it does because they were advertising all products, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They were.
D was overly broad, or
It is pretty broad, but it's also pretty strong.
yeah.
Because it does say that through that all supermarkets. It doesn't say most or usually or whatever, and so that would affect them as well, and that's all we care about. As long as it affects them, then that could bring down their yogurt sales, and then which were brought back up by the advertising.
And B also doesn't specifically talk about this chain
It
because
doesn't talk about this chain, yeah. But that's okay because it didn't say like most. If it said most, we'd be like, well, what about this
What
chain?
about this one?
Yeah. But this makes it pretty strong because it's saying all. I mean, it doesn't say all, but by not giving a quantifier.
Supermarkets or supermarkets throughout the nation. I guess that still mean throughout could still be. I just think this is really overly
No,
broad.
I wouldn't read too much into that because it doesn't quantify supermarkets. It just says supermarkets.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, good. So